always. And for today's video, we're going to do something really simple. We're just going to talk about how I get ready for the new year. I have a series of things that I do. I'm not going to talk about everything. I'm going to talk about some of the most important parts that I do. And I think, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So, without further ado, let's get started. After wrapping all of the Christmas presents, right, and everyone has an aesthetically pleasing Christmas present wrapping series or whatever, I tend to go through all of my old clothes and I throw things away, and I've pretty much done that for the year so I can start over new and buy new ones next year. So I've gotten rid of quite a few of my dresses, gotten rid of quite a few of my shirts and other things, and I typically give them away to like Goodwill or somebody I know who can wear them because they're usually in really good shape. I just don't wear them anymore. Also, another thing I do, I like to go through my stuffed animals and tend to donate those to younger kids. This year I didn't have any that I really wanted to donate, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to probably do a whole video on how I do that and how I decide what stuffed animals get donated and what not. So yeah, ignore the loud children in the background. Yeah. So we're also at a really different angle today, just so you guys, if you guys didn't notice. Excuse my dirty looking pillows. There we go. Excuse my dirty looking pillows because, you know, my room's a mess. And literally this is the end of the year chaos of my room. My room looks an absolute mess. I can't. So, yeah. Typically, that is how I start. I get rid of clothes, get rid of stuffed animals, get rid of other things that I don't typically need, kind of just start off new. At this point, I clean out all of my social media, so I delete people off my Snapchat, I delete people off my Instagram, I unfollow toxic people, I unfriend people I don't know. Just a nice cleaning, and I usually do this twice a year, so once at the beginning of the new year, and then I'll do a fall cleaning. So like basically I'll do like a New Year's cleaning and then I'll do a fall cleaning. So usually I do this, okay, let me rephrase. I do a New Year's cleaning, which usually happens in like January. So it's like the beginning of January. Actually maybe the last week of December, just clean up all of my life. Well, not really clean up my life, but get rid of things, throw things away, end toxic relationships, things like that. And then and then at the end, it just kind of happens twice a year or once a year, depending on who you are. I also do like a spring cleaning sometimes, especially if things get too rough. And I just want to start off like the nice warm summer, nice warm months with something good and something positive. So that is the first thing I do. The next thing I do, I typically will go through and I will pick the scripture that I'm going to have for the year. Last year's scripture was Isaiah 41:13. This year, I'm not really sure. What is this? This year, I'm thinking I'm going to use the entire chapter of Proverbs 31. Well, not the entire chapter, but Proverbs 31, 10 through 30. I think because I think that's a good thing to remember for myself. So that's going to be my scripture for this year. Thank you. You guys actually just watched me pick it. I don't know. I feel like this is a great start, especially now that I'm out of high school and I'm starting to have to fend for myself because I'm older now and my parents don't have to take care of me every day. So I think Proverbs 31 is going to be my whole basis of how I want things to go and the kind of girl I want to be. And if you guys want to know what that says, you can look it up. Again, it's Proverbs 31. This is in my Christian Standard Bible. I'm not going to read it to you guys, but I made like a little post-it note last week with what the woman is talking about in Proverbs 31. So yeah, that's kind of my goal. That's going to be my scripture. Let's see, at this point, I'm also deleting and getting rid of toxic relationships, which I'll have a whole separate video of how you do that in a nice, calm, nice way. Because I feel like it's important when you're starting something new, like whether it be a new job, new year, new lifestyle, like you have to get rid of the old because it gets really hard to do something new. So with the exception of a few people, I will be getting rid of a lot of the toxic people and just deleting things that don't sit right with me or sit right with my morals. It's mostly for myself, and I know people get offended when you just cut them off out of nowhere, but I realize that's been a whole lot better for me. Like, I did the same thing at the beginning of my senior year. I cut a ton of people off, so that's great for me. The next thing I like to do when I get ready for the new year is I prepare my bullet journal within the last week of December. I just prepare the different spreads and stuff that I want to use. So right now it's not completely finished, but the first thing I did is my title page, Maya Bell, that's my first and last name, and the year 20, and I put 2 quotes on it. One says Carpe Diem, and the other one says why, like someone asking why, and then someone responded because why not. And that's kind of the thing my friends have been telling me all year. So yeah, that's the first thing I do is make my title page. I put my key. This is like the different things I'm gonna write. And then this is the basic outline of what could be inside. This isn't all what's going to be inside, but this is the basic outline of what's inside. So I have like my goals, my mood trackers, my monthly trackers, my health trackers, food trackers. I like trackers, okay? Savings, doodles, TV movie list, social media growth. Then we have like a basic page setup. This is just like how some of my pages may or may not be set up. This is subject to change at any point, so when I do my end of the year flip through, which I have to find my 2019 journal so I can show you guys my flip through for that. I feel like that'd be a really cool video to do. So yeah. And then also I did my mood tracker. This is called Year in Pixels. So this is my tracker for next year. This year's tracker was a bar graph if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't like this. This one's going across. Last year's was a bar graph. And I had months on top, days on the bottom. So I'm going to use that. And this is I don't remember what the brand of this journal is, but I got it from Walmart. So, yeah. And then the next thing I put in is my routines. And I'm typically keeping my same exact routines for this year, for next year, because they've worked really well for me. So it's usually in the morning I wake up, stretch, wash my face, my body, check my phone, and then go about my normal day. And then when I get home or whatever, I take my shower, do my facial routine, put on my pajamas. I'll be working on both this journal and another journal. I'm actually starting a second journal, not just my bullet journal, but a second journal, like a thoughts journal, like a diary. I feel like that's a good thing to do. And then I also have my relax and be in bed by 12. I honestly think 12 is going to change to 11. That's what it was this year. I was trying to be in bed by 11, but I feel like it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. Like, I went to bed at like 12 last night, and I woke up at 6 a.m. again. So it really doesn't really matter what time I go to bed. I'm going to wake up at the same time. So there's that. Nothing really has a time by it. It's just kind of what happens. And that's typically the order. It might go in. It might not go in that order. I might come home and put my pajamas on first and then take my shower, which is kind of weird for people who do that, but I can't judge because I do it too. It's like as soon as I have a long day, I come home and put my pajamas on. That's just how I am. And then I wash my face, brush my teeth, do all that fancy stuff. I'm going to make sure I remember to do my journal and do my diary to kind of talk about my day, because I feel like this may be my bullet journal, but like I really want to be able to like have like a thoughts and feelings type thing going too. So yeah, that's gonna be this. So after I start setting up my bullet journal, I like to go through the supplies that I have left from the year before and supplies I may need to buy again. So this year I have all of my stickers. This is what I have left of my stickers. I got these little marker stickers. I have all these cute little organizing stationery stickers, which came in giant sheets, but I cut them separately to make it easier to stash. And I have some gold lettering, which technically was not for my bullet journal this year. Technically it's for my graduation cap, but there's that. And then I also picked out what kind of bag I'm going to keep my supplies separate in. This one's gonna, I know it's really, really dirty, but this one's going to hold my pens and pencils, and this is going to hold my stickers and post-it notes and stationery and like little mini things like that I may need for my bullet journal. Yeah, so that holds that, and this holds my index cards. So that's the basic accessories. I like to go through my writing utensils, and I will go through all of them. So paint markers, those are a big thing I like to use. You can get those at Walmart for like, I think I paid, give or take, like $2 for each paint marker or something like that. These little pens right here, they're called Le Pen by, I think it's Marvy. They're really good pens. They're my favorite. My favorite is Periwinkle, so I kept that one. Again, paint markers will be your best friend, especially if you're like me, you like to draw on the outside of your stuff. These are great. Sharpie markers, don't really use those in my bullet journal, but I might this year. I think my pages are thick enough. These markers, they're not by Crayola, they're by some off-brand company. I can't remember. I think they're so pretty and they work so well. Highlighters to highlight the different parts of my journal. And I should do a video just on the setup of my bullet journal. So yeah. After I set up my bullet journal and I go through my supplies and I've picked my scriptures and I'm going through and picking out what I don't want and what I do want, that's typically the point when I just, I have to decide my goals. Like, what are my goals? And I put those in my bullet journal. My goals go in my bullet journal. They're usually the first page, but this year I'm thinking something next year. For 2020, I'm thinking something different. So after my routine and this is going to be like my routines, and this is going to be like, self-care is going to be at the bottom. But here's going to be my goals. So I always put my goals in my journal because it just makes my life a whole lot easier. There's things I'm working towards. I like to put different growth charts, like social media growth, and for my YouTube channel, I'm putting YouTube growth. I like to put weight trackers. My boyfriend has mentioned he wanted us to get back into shape, so I'm completely okay with that, and I'm going to make a tracker for that so I can track where I am, what I did. I'm just going to do different things. Obviously, I'm going to put pictures and stuff in this. I'm going to do a 2019 year recap in this journal. I like to do that, so the year, so I can go back and look, hey, look, this is what I did the year before. What am I going to do this year? So I'm going to recap those, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, that's basically how I get ready for my New Year's. This is not really an interesting video, but if you like it, give this video a thumbs up. If you didn't, give this video a thumbs up anyways, because why not? And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I love you guys so much. Don't forget, my name is Maya Marche. If you're new to the family, please subscribe, because I would love to talk to you guys. Anyways, don't forget to follow all of my social medias, which will be linked down below. I have been slacking on the linkage down there, so I'm going to try to link those down below, and we are out of here. Goodbye, guys. You know they do the whoa, they're like, I saw someone do the whoa like that the other night. I was like, please don't do that. So it's like, I'm just kidding. Bye, guys.